otherwise was fun. But ultimately, it ended in failure. This time around, I want to win. So on a budget of only $25 per week, we're going to build a competitive PK deck that can not only beat content creators, but also top locals and take on regionals when they return. Join me on this journey to become the next king of games. This is sealed only Yu-Gi-Oh! Road to Kingship. Well, it's been a bit since we've done this, and it feels good to be back to sealed only. And what better way to inaugurate the second season than with its first ever booster box. The first ever booster box of Yu-Gi-Oh! Product I've opened on this channel. I opened on my Twitch channel, but on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Channel. So let me get the wrapping off this bad boy, and we'll see what's in it. So I'm kind of excited. I actually really like Phantom Rage as a set. The virtual worlds look cool, Tri-Brigades are cool, the PK stuff is obviously what we want, and with our budget, we can afford 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 packs of it. And what are we looking for exactly? Well, it should be pretty obvious. The number one most important card we want out of this set is Torn Scales. If we can get that, it'll make the deck so much freaking better. But we also want like Raider's Knight, we want Arc Rebellion, we want the rank up magic. I'll take a Zeus even though it's not that important, but yeah. So let's hop right in. Let's see, we got Raider's Unbreakable Mind. That might be good because it's a PK Trap. We got Gluttonous Griefes, Mutant, Arcana Reading, Mutant Arsenal. Mutants are cool. King Long, Argent to a Dark World, Magical Broker, and Nerval. Nerval's cool. I like Nerval. He's actually worth something for a common. We also want the Stained Greaves as a common as well because it'll help out a lot. Alright, we got Dual Avatar defeating Evil. We got Gaga Gigglebite, Mutant GB88, Banquet of Millions, and our first Ultra is the Glory Dragon. Unfortunately, not one we can use. That kind of sucks, but that's okay. Ooh, we do got the Stained Greaves though, so that'll be super important coming up. Yeah, it's exciting. I haven't opened a lot of Phantom Rage, unfortunately. I wasn't really playing a ton of Yu-Gi-Oh! At that time, so this is kind of fun for me. Tactical Trapper. Ooh, Strangleanius. We can actually play this because it's an extender for any dark deck, really. Cupid Force, Infernity Paranoia. It's also kind of fun opening this many packs too, because like Yu-Gi-Oh! Packs are super cheap. Magic packs are $4 on average. Well, for standard packs, it's been getting a lot more expensive in current day, but Yu-Gi-Oh! Packs are like $2.50 a pack, so ooh, Raider Raptor's Phantom Knight's Claw, that could be playable. Penguins, Petilus, Revolt, and free range monsters. Yeah, so it's nice to open a lot of stuff. So now for Season 1, a lot of the openings were smaller because the product I needed was more expensive, slash it didn't come with as many packs. 88, Cry, Fairy Dragon, Heal Eagle, I'll look into it, Joyous Melfies, the boys, the babies, look at them. Infernity Suppression, 1 or 8, Second Stained Greaves is really good, and Rosin Ryu. Hopefully I can get at least a play set of Stained Greaves out of this, because that'll be really nice. I can cut a lot of the hero cards, because man, those hero cards, they did not perform the way they should have. But I mean, that's just my bad deck building. Mutant Blast, Conductor of Nephthys, Playmaker, King Long, Silver Sheller, and Jabbing Panda. He do be punching good. Yeah, here we go. Libero Spiker, Expansion, Defeating Evil, Exezimport. We can actually play this. Mutant Beast, that guy, Revolt, Free Range Monsters, and Fernie Wildcat. Yeah, so Import's actually a quick play removal spell for Xyz deck, so I might, not sure if I side it or main deck it, but it'll probably make its way into the deck in some shape or another. I remember people were hyping it up a lot when the set was first getting spoiled. Anyway, we got Compact, Jaja. Ooh, Jaja is actually really playable. Goes down to Dragoon. Transverse is also very playable, so glad we got that. Dogmatica Ashion is our second Ultra. Oof, not the Ultras we want. Kirin, Nerval, and Brave. Well, our common looks good, but our Ultras are not so great. I wonder if we'll get a secret in this pull. I don't know. Blast, Gigi, Conjurer, Aeon, Kinglong, that guy, Panda, and Penguin Brave. Love those penguins. Good penguin boys. Alright, so this is the last pack of this week. Let's hopefully you get something good. Got the Raiders Unbreakable Mind, that guy, Mutant, Connor Reading, Karass. That guy's actually worth pretty much for a super. Rosin Ryu, third Stained Greaves, so that's good. Charging to Dark World and Mutant Fusion. Well, our hollow luck wasn't great, but we got a lot of playables. So we got the three. Here, let me pull them up. We got 3 Stained Greasels to go right in the deck. Strangulanius is a really, really good extender, so that's good. Geonator Transverse is a good generic link to Jaja. Is an out to Dragoon actually. Exceeds imports removal. I'll see what Heligal does, but mainly playable. And then that is a Phantom Knight card, so that should be pretty useful. Alright, well, thank you all, and let's go into that deck profile. Alright, week 2 deck, and I'm feeling a lot more confident this week than last week. We made a lot of changes to what we pulled, so let's go into them. For the main deck, we are adding in 3 Stained Greaves. Banish it to special summon PK from your hand, and if you special a PK, you can special this guy from your hand as well. He also increases levels too, which is really powerful. Strangulanius is another free special summon, very powerful. I'm going to say very powerful a lot, I'm sorry. Xyz Import, it's 1/1 removal. Activate it to put a monster your opponent controls, shove it under an Xyz monster you control. I like it a lot. Raider's Unbreakable Mind. This is an interesting card. So this card is always treated as a Phantom Knight or Raider Raptor card. If you see someone using a Dark Xyz monster, you can pop a card on the field. I think it'll be pretty powerful because we are Xyz summoning using Dark Xyz monsters a lot. Almost all of our Xyz monsters are dark. So it'll be interesting. I don't think 3 is the correct number for it, but I want to try it out for now. Next we got Phantom Knight's Claws, the counter trap of the set. It's not fantastic, but it's pretty good. You can negate something by detaching something off of a Dark Xyz monster. Unfortunately, a lot of this stuff benefits Raider Raptors more than PKs, but that's okay because PKs got the powerful stuff anyway. And for the extra deck, we got one Jaja. It's your out to Dragoon. Also, if you want to make Zeus, this is how you do it. And then Geonator Transverser, it's a link 2. That's all it is, it's just a link 2. We need a link 2. And now you might be asking, well, Nicholas, what did you take out to put those beautiful, beautiful cards in? Well, I moved our Twin Twisters to the sideboard because we just don't need the one up in the main board. It might go in if we face a lot of back row decks, but we'll see. Then, of course, we took out the useless Scrap Dragon. We're not using it, really. Took out Dark Eruption because we don't really need the recursion. Took out Spear because it's useless. Then we took out a lot of the bad traps, so Tomb Shield, Loss of Embrace, the Shadow Veils, and then we took out the 3 of the level 4s because they don't really help with the PK strategy all that much. They're just a little bit too weird to fit in with the rest of them. But yeah, let's head off to locals and let's see how this deck performs. Well, because shilling worked so well last time, we're doing it again. I want y'all to hit that young like and subscribe button, make me a happy boy, make this series go to the moon. Because we're already at 189 after last week, and that's pretty sick. I'm pretty happy with that. So let's go even higher. We're only 11 away from 200. Get me to that number. Next 100, then 300, then 1200, then 1,000,000, and I'll be the coolest Yugi guy ever. Yeah. Anyways, watch my other stuff. And we'll see you in the games. Alright, for game 1 this week, we start off by going first against 2009 Kitchen Sink. Now, one of the things I like a lot about my locals is that we have a few people who just got back into the game after like a decade, and I really like seeing what they played as a kid. I mean, even though the decks aren't great, they always have like a lot of love behind them. Anyways, tangent aside, we're starting by setting 3 cards and passing. Oh boy. Our opponent hits us with the Young Swords of Revealing Light and summons a Feedback Warrior. We start our turn by normal summoning an Ancient Cloak, and we use it and the Ancient Cloak we set last turn to overlay for a Break Sword. We then use the Break Sword to pop itself and our opponent's Feedback Warrior. Then we use the Revive PKs to make a Dark Rebellion. Also, not gonna lie, I kinda want to open some max gold to get a full rarity of this card. We set another card and we pass off. On his turn, our opponent hits us with the Shadow Slayer and passes. We pass without doing anything due to swords. Our opponent sets a few cards and passes back to us. Now the sword is gone, we can make some plays. We use Dark Rebellion's effect to steal the attack from his Shadow Slayer, and in response we Metamorphoses. This doesn't really change too much though. We then banish our Ancient Cloak to add a rank up magic, and we use our rank up magic to make a Dark Requiem Xyz Dragon. We set another card and pass turn. Our opponent uses Emergency Provisions to sack 2 of his back row and gain 1,000 life points. He passes off to us. On our turn, we just smack into his face down. We pass back to him, and he plays an Eagle Eye, which is essentially a Cold Wave on a body. Then he passes back to us. Our turn, we normal summon a Cloven Helm. We use the effect of Dark Requiem to make his monster's attack 0 and have Dark Requiem gain the attack. Then we swing over his Eagle with our Cloven Helm, and we attack directly with Requiem. His turn, he draws dead and scoops her up. Game 2. This time around, he goes first. He sets a few cards and passes back to me. We start with a Foolish Burial, sending an Ancient Cloak. Then we banish the cloak to add a Ragged Gloves to hand. And what I like to call a pro gamer move. we special summon Junk forward, then we normal summon a Ragged Gloves, and we special Silent Boots using its effect, and then we use the effect of Stained Greaves to special summon itself. Then we link our PK boys into a Bardiche. We use the Bardiche to send a Stained Greaves and set a Shade Brigadine. We use the Shade Brigadine and banish the Greaves to special summon Silent Boots. We overlay the Boots and the Brigadine to make Dark Rebellion in Bardiche's zone. This allows us to pop our opponent's face down. Then we banish our Ragged Gloves to bin a Phantom Knight's sword. We banish the sword to summon back our boots, and we use the boots and the Junk forward to make a break sword. We attack our opponent for a lot, and he magic cylinders our Dark Rebellion's attack. We set one more card and pass our turn. Our opponent yet again hits us with the beautiful Swords of Revealing Light. Yay. He normal summons the cap shell and passes back to us. Now it's time for some big brain plays. We activate Raider's Unbreakable Mind, and then we pop it in the cap shell. This triggers the Unbreakable Mind, and we set a rank up magic. We set one more and pass to our opponent. All they can do is set one and pass. We also just pass due to the Swords of Revealing Light. Our opponent summons a Takekaze Knight for turn and passes. Yet again, we pass because of Swords of Revealing Light. Our opponent hits us with the Shadow Slayer and then overlays into a Gaga Cowboy. He attempts to use this effect, but we hit it with the Forbidden Chalice. On our turn, we use the Break Sword to pop itself in the Cowboy, and then we summon a Thanatos using the PKs that were revived off of his effect. Since we summoned it in Bardiche's zones, we're able to actually pop his face down, and then we pass. On his turn, our opponent just sets a back row. Finally, on our turn, we can attack for game, due to set boards being gone. For our second match this week, we're actually against a fellow YouTuber named Screw the Rules Yu-Gi-Oh! His link will be in the description. He's a pretty cool guy, and he posts replays from our locals, and sometimes he posts a vlog or two. He goes first playing Altergeist. He starts by normal summoning an Altergeist, and links it off into a Link Crevo. He sets a few more cards and passes. We start by following his suit and setting and passing. On his turn, he normal summons a Mellowseek and hits us direct. He sets another card and he passes off to us. We begin by normal summoning a Stained Greaves, and he flips Rivalry of the Warlords, which is basically an FTK against our deck. He then reveals the Faker and does some Altergeist stuff to get out of Silk. We activate our second Phantom Knight sword and equip it to our Stained Greaves, and we attack him the Mellowseek. He activates a Silk to bounce his Faker into our Greaves, and then we pass off to him. He activates Spoofing, which triggers his Faker in hand. This lets him do some Altergeist shenanigans and get out a Silk and a Marionetter. He hits over our face down and hits us direct. He uses the Marionetter then to swap his Hextia with his Mellowseek, and this lets him get a Manifestation to hand. He sets one more card and passes off to us. All we can do on our turn is set one and pass. Back on his turn, he does some more shenanigans and assembles Lethal, taking game 1. Game 2, this time around, we go first, and I intend to make the most of it. We start by normaling Greaves and specialing a Boots.
Go, go, go!
Overlay. Well, not quite. Go, 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 unfortunately.
I mean, I'm rooting for you. Yeah, you got it. That's what I want.
We set 2 and pass. And this just makes me realize how badly I need Cherubini for this deck to be good. On his turn, he hits us with the Evenly Matched, so we send a Break Sword in one of our back row. Sadly, in main 2, he hits us with the Lightning Storm and pops our 20s. After that, he normals a Mellowseek and links it off right away, and he sets one card and passes. On our standby, he activates a Protocol and specials the Faker, letting him get out a Silk. And in our main phase, we hit him with the Young Dark Hole. Let's go!
Bro, that's actually disgusting.
We follow up with summoning an Ancient Cloak, and we banish our Boots to get a Fogblade. Sadly, we can't do much else and just smack him with the Cloak. On his turn, he summons a Silk, and he uses it to bounce Protocol and our Cloak. He hits us for 800, sets 1, and passes. We banish the Greaves from our grave to special summon a Cloak as a 4, and then we summon a Strangolanus from our hand. Shoutouts to Chew. Unfortunately, he bounces out our Cloak. Fortunately, we had it normal summoned, so we just bring back the Cloak. We hit the bird into his Silk, and our Cloak into his Mellowseek. Then we pass our turn. He starts his turn with a Marionetter. After searching, he tags it out with his Mellowseek, and he attacks us directly and sends away our Fogblade. His main phase 2, he makes a Relinquish Anima and takes our bird. I gotta learn to start respecting zones. Finally, he passes to us. We summon our Ragged Gloves, and he responds by activating Manifestation, and reviving Silk, and resolves a Faker. We move to battle phase and hit his Faker and his Mellowseek. Then we pass our turn. He does some shenanigans, getting out a Mellowseek and a Marionetter, and then hits us for a lot. On our next turn, we banish a Cloak, which gets ashed. After that, all we can do is T-set pass. Finally, on his turn, he's able to assemble Lethal and hit us for game. Well, you can't win them all. I think we did pretty okay this week. Unfortunately, the Altergeist game kind of showed us how low-powered our deck is currently. We just couldn't stick anything around. We die very quickly to removal, and we lack starters and extenders, which is funny because we're playing PKs. But yeah, I kind of figured this is how it would go since we don't have our boy Torn Scales. But with the tins coming up, I think we'll maybe pull one from there, or maybe, with those secrets that are not in the deck set yet, the ones that weren't in the box that I pulled yet. Maybe he'll be there. Who knows? I don't. I'll find out someday. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoyed, like I said earlier, hit that like and subscribe button. And come back next week for week 3, where hopefully we pull a Torrent Scales. See you then.